I have learned one thing, I think maybe I would say, is learn to forgive people, to be more forgiving and more loving to others. And I think I've practiced that most of my life, that I have no hatred to anybody. And I just love everybody. They're so good to me, and I'm so grateful for everything that everybody does for me, and I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that way. I guess that would be what I would say. That,
Was it difficult, or was it easy to learn to forgive others?
uh, some of them was kind of hard, but most of the time it was. I've learned that now that's not right. I should just learn to forgive and forget. And it's most of my feelings were like, oh, maybe I felt kind of, I didn't like my mother-in-law, for instance, and but I grew to really like her and forgive her for the way she treated me, because I think she was treating me the way they did years ago. The Japanese people years ago, their mother-in-laws always treated their daughter-in-laws or mothers, very harshly. And it always bothered me most of my life when she was alive. But then I learned that it wasn't, that this is her way of living, and that's the way she was brought up. And then I began to understand her more, and I think I became her dearest daughter, because I'm the one that saved her life at several times, and I was the one she always came to when she needed help or anything she couldn't count on her own daughters. She would come to me. And so I had to live with them all my life, take care of his family, his father and mother, and it was rough, and I think that was the hardest thing for me to overcome. And so I don't have any hatred for her, even thinking of her now, that I understand. I think you have to learn to understand, I think, how people were brought up and how they did things so differently than what we do here in the United States. My husband was her only son, so I realized that I took her one son away from her when he got married, and that must have been hard for her, because that was her one love and one joy that she had in life, and to have her son get married, and. So I understood all that, and as I kept growing older, I realized all those things, and I had more compassion for her, and I thought of her differently. In fact, she was mom,